This channel is proudly sponsored by Gates of Krystalia, a card-driven isekai-style tabletop RPG. Your character has died, perhaps Truck-kun has bumped into your character, and now you are reincarnated in a new world as a fantasy hero. Choose from a wide selection of races and classes. Wield powerful weapons, cast astonishing spells. You will find the link to the late pledge Kickstarter in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Shades of Vengeance. They bring to you many Era D10 dice pool system RPGs, such as Era Lost Legend. Survive the machinations of Stardust Incorporated across 2 different timelines in this Final Fantasy-inspired tabletop RPG. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. And Dead Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop RPG where you play as monster girls, experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released the Whispers of Copperich adventure module. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment as well. Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring Overgrowth. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this badass game of magical annihilation, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about the BadAss system. It says here, when a druid wants to accomplish something, it's called an action. I would rather say when a druid attempts something, it's called an action. That's more precise. Actions are handled by saying what your character wishes to do. No. Terrible explanation. It's not about what you want or wish your character to do, it's about what your character is doing. It is very lame to go, I wish my character to, I want my character, no. I jump across the chasm. I pick up the staff. I yell at the enemy in front of me, saying, now is the time for your demise. You see? And it says here, the tyrant or game master will either tell you the outcome or, well, you just describe the outcome. Or if the action has a significant chance of failure, or failure would be interesting in some way, the tyrant will ask you to roll a challenge. Will call for a challenge is much better expressed in my opinion, but failure would be interesting in some way. This is going to manipulate too much the free will of the characters and what is happening in the game world. And it says here, dice represent your character's abilities. The more powerful your character is, the more dice you roll and the more likely you are to succeed. A result of 4 or higher on a 6-sided die is considered a success. Rolling 3 or lower is considered a failure. Sometimes, if an action is particularly hard, you may need more than one success to achieve the intended outcome. This difficulty threshold, or the total amount of successes required, is called the pain point. Rolling this pool of dice is called a challenge. You will be rolling a number of dice equal to your BadAss. If your character wishes to use sorcery, add a number of dice to that pool equal to the relevant method. Lastly, the number of dice you will roll may change if there are any penalties to the roll, or if a special bonus called ire is applied. If your character is attempting an action, that does not use their sorcery, such as kicking a sentient pile of chainsaws powered by petroleum in the face, or doing a backflip on the edge of a cliff, that action is called a BadAss challenge. When instructed by your tyrant, roll a 6-sided die for each point of BadAss factor your character currently has and count how many successes were rolled. If the total is greater than the pain point of the BadAss challenge, the action is successful, and the tyrant will describe how it unfolds. If the total successes rolled is less than the pain point, the action fails and the character loses 1 BadAss factor. If during the roll no successes were rolled at all, the character botches. And there is actually an error in this section because the explanation of challenges happens twice, it repeats itself. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about using sorcery and ire. So the system is really good, very simple, very straightforward. The explanation here is not very good. That is, if you are trying to understand how to roleplay in this tabletop RPG. Thank you for watching this part of the review. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member and participating in channel-related activities. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you and see you later.